Hello, it's early February. Oh, it's quite echoey in here, isn't it? It's early February. I'm still in England and I will be for a little bit longer, I think. One of my viewers, Jono, has asked why I don't do any video of our gentleman's tour of historic buildings in Norwich, i.e. pubs. Well, I'm doing such a tour today, so I think I will video it. I think we've got 8 pubs planned, but we don't have to visit them all. Because I catch the train back, I get a bus into Norwich and then a train home. It may work out 8 pubs, it may not. It just, well, it all depends. Anyway, come along for the ride. There's my home on wheels. When I'm in England, I don't do many miles. And the weather's not really been the sort of weather that encourages you to wash the car. But looking at it, I do need to wash it before too long, don't I? We're under the flight path here for Norwich Airport. You can hear a helicopter going over. It's actually really convenient because the bus stop's only about 200 metres away. So it doesn't take long. But as ever, I'm always early, of course. Here I am at the bus stop. It's not a bright day, but obviously my glasses think it is, so if I had a white stick I could walk around looking like an old blind man. And there's the pub. Everyone calls it the Bell at Salhouse, but they've recently renamed it the Stag. And I think even the bus stop has now been changed. Yeah, it said the Bell until a little while ago. Anyway, I've got about 5 minutes before my bus comes, and hopefully I can get a seat on the top deck for a sort of tourist trip around part of Norwich. Bus drops me off on Castle Meadow, right by the Norwich Castle. And from the castle, that building in the distance is Norwich City Hall. And the market here, I think I remember reading, is the largest outdoor permanent market in Europe. Half of it is food stalls, street food, which is where I'm heading after I meet my friends. This is fondly called Chip Gardens. It's actually Memorial Gardens. There's a First World War memorial there. In the distance there is the Guildhall, and that is the City Hall. I'm early. We meet at noon. St Peter Mancroft Church, and that there is the Forum, which is essentially a library. These are my 3 touring companions here. They've just arrived. And now we're going to go and hunt for some food. Food consumed without losing any of it to the pigeons.
Right, well, leaving that out.
Yes. Although the pigeons are not as intimidating as the gulls that will steal it out of your hand and are twice as big. This is the medieval Guildhall that was then the courthouse. And Norwich has the best flint work in the world, apparently.
think it was long before we talked about mental health. Don't remember.
It seems to open randomly and with
just after nipping him.
Ah, yeah.
Turns out it's the guy who runs the natural wine shop on the market. I said, "Did you stay for it?" He said, "No, we opened in November." Right. Shows you how much we thought about that. The finest network in England, and therefore the finest network in Europe, therefore the finest network in the finest network in England, and therefore the finest network in Europe, and therefore the finest network in the world.
And this is an old Lord Mayor's house. And here is the adjacent church. And the other side of the road there is St Andrew's Hall, which is an ex-monastery building, Blackfriars there, and next to it on the right is the Whitefriars, because at one time Norwich was had every single religious order represented.
Are we?
If you wanted to.
Well, it's on your list.
Yeah, go on then.
This is the next one.
Yeah, we're on tour, so I'll get this because I'm car. Old school.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And 4 halves of the salted caramel.
Salted caramel.
I mean, I just keep it
So how was the Amazon?
fresh.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, to take out your talking, for example. Although I plotted the route, I plotted it from pub to pub rather along scenic bits of Norwich, but this is certainly one of them. This is one of apparently only 6 thatched buildings left in Norwich.
Have you just made that up?
For some reason.
Well, I believe him.
Well, he said it with like confidence, as if it could be true.
What, 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So where are the others?
Well, 3 of them are all in like one place, aren't they?
Back in the 1850s, one of my relatives lived down here somewhere. And here we have the teddy bear prison.
One's the Bishop's Palace. I do think in that day. No.
Right, this we are not going this one because we can't afford it. The beer hatch there is rather expensive.
And you've got a disposable laser clips in.
We're going this one,
Girl who did this. Well, you must have years of experience of doing it.
and not the one just the other side of the bridge.
Done, seen what we've done Fargo and sit in England.
There's the other side, looking downstream. This is the Wensum here. It joins the Yare, or rather the Yare, which is a much smaller river, joins the Wensum, and then it becomes the Yare for some reason. Flows out at Yarmouth. You can just see the spire of the cathedral there. Now I will go in the pub and see what beer has been chosen for me. And this is Egyptian Cream.
Oh, there's 4 bands I'll put in the diary there. Thank you, Beth.
Come out and go.
I thought it was like, I'm trying to walk out there looking naughty. And you go.
Right, it's filming us.
I'm sure he was in North Bolshevik last time we saw you, sir.
Oh yes, what the peasants.
Yes. Nice new buddies there. Good. So all the years we've been.
This is a new initiative in Norwich. container market, although most of it is shut at the moment. I don't know whether it's just an experiment, this, or whether it will supposedly augment the main market. It was twice we've been past, but both times it's been mostly closed. And in my working life, I was part of a public consultation about the planning to replace all this. That was years ago. Finally it's coming down, but I don't know what's going to replace it yet. Anglia Square. We're just about to leave Norwich because under the scaffolding there is the city walls. Remains of. And this is our next pub, and the sun's come out. This is usually a good pub for stout, which is my favourite type of beer.
Afternoon, young man. How are you? He's not bad. Hello, yes. Sam.
Well, he's younger than us.
Right, we're after stout, but first thing.
That's special small release.
This is.
And this pub probably has the best toilets, pub toilets in Norwich. Maybe I'll show you later.
So what dark beers do you have?
The original one, 5% of my new day. Always Burning Sky, this is real 5.2%, I think.
I don't make a point of videoing gentlemen's toilets, but look at these. They're so posh. I say it's probably the best toilets in a pub in Norwich, with the Fat Cat being second. This is 6, I think it might be 6.
Right.
This is Norwich Puppet Theatre in an old church. A number of my ancestors are buried in the churchyard. Although I think they must have all been dug up or covered over anyway, because there isn't really a graveyard here anymore. Another one of the regularly photographed shots in Norwich. I think some of my relatives are in here as well. I'm just going to take a quick shortcut through this churchyard. I don't think it's a church inside anymore, but look at that. Anyway, it's very, very close to I thought I could get out of here, but there's the cathedral, Norwich Cathedral, just there. This pub, the Adam and Eve, claims to be the oldest pub in Norwich, established 1249, but we're not actually visiting that today. The beer's not particularly good there. I've realised that inadvertently my route has taken us around some of the more picturesque parts of Norwich, including this, the great hospital, as you can see, founded in 1249, the same as the Adam and Eve pub, wasn't it? But this is, I think there's a sign somewhere about it. They are the great hospital. I think they were saying there's only 6 thatched houses in Norwich. Well, here's another one. We're walking, there's a pub just before that bridge. You know, the Red Lion at Bishopsgate, that's Bishop's Bridge, and presumably it's called Bishopsgate because it was the entrance to the cathedral, where obviously there would have been bishops. Two have got to rush back because their train's a little earlier, but Tim and I can stroll along the river here. We'll take the scenic route down by the river. This is the back of a place called Pull's Ferry. That there was a canal that took the stone to build Norwich Cathedral, which was started in 1096. Well, we failed. 7 pubs rather than 8. My train is in 20 minutes, so I'm now going into the train station. I'm at the train station. I don't think my train's here. I think it's 4A, so this is 4B. So 4A, I've got 15 minutes before I leave, and it'll be up this end, I think.
Salhouse, Hoveton and Wroxham, Worstead, North Walsham, Gunton, Rowden Road, Cromer, West Runton and Sheringham.
It's a long time since I've got off the train in the daylight. It's about another 15-minute walk. Well, it's just after 5 o'clock. It's not quite dark, which is a good thing. Last time I did this walk, it was in the dark. I used to live in Salhouse in the early 1990s, and I used to love the fact that I could walk across the fields to catch the train to go to London. It felt like a simpler way of life when you could walk across fields and end up in London. Anyway, many years later, 30 years later, here I am walking across the fields back from the train in Norwich, from Norwich. 7 pubs down, so it's only 3.5 pints and plenty of walking in between to sober up. But yeah, here I am walking home. I should be home in 10 minutes. Might still be daylight. Sun's setting over there. But that was a very pleasant afternoon. It's rather dark now. I don't know if that'll come out, but there's my camper van. And I'm back after, well, it's 5:10, so that's a 6-hour trip, which was most enjoyable. Bye bye.